All right, just going to take a look at QQQ in the broader markets. We're seeing a big dump on QQQ and US stocks in the aftermarket after Trump's sweeping tariff announcements at the aftermarket at 4 o'clock. You have to wonder if he's specifically trading the market on himself and just gaming the market, because it went up today and then he had to do the announcement right around 4 o'clock and then it just plummets after hours. But that's besides the point. Looking at the chart, QQQ, we got lower highs and lower lows on the weekly time frame. Okay, and then we look on the let's look on the futures chart because it's more clear over here. Lower highs and lower lows on the weekly time frame look like a bear flag on the weekly as well. You got upper wicks of selling. Okay, so there's just a lot of selling pressure here, and right now we're declining on declining volume too, which is not really a good sign. And a bottom will typically be characterized by big volume spikes, which we don't have as of now. You see over here, we had huge volume at the lows. We don't have that as of now. So as of now, I don't see a bottom here. Looks like we're trending lower. You got that bear flag playing out. And look at that bear flag. It faked out to the upside, broke down, came back up for the retest. Okay, look at the retest right here. Okay, came back up for the retest, rejected, and is dumping right off over here. And now we're seeing lower lows on QQQ in the aftermarket. And there seems to be no bottom here. 457 was actually the recent low. So we'll see if the bulls are able to hold that area or not. But they're looking quite weak over here. We had a very high volume on Tesla today, one of the highest we've seen in several months. Actually, the highest we've seen since November 11. And that was at the high on the push up. And that typically is a bearish sign. This looks like bear capitulation here, and bears that shorted here right at the lows probably capitulated here, and now it's gonna dump probably. So I lean bearish the US stocks and US market in general. Personally, I don't see many reason to be bullish US stocks right now. Trump is a very big wild card. I don't think these tariffs are a good idea. I think it's going to cause a lot of the other world to kind of gang up and to fight the US by adding their own tariffs back, by making partnerships with each other. And I think what Trump's doing, he wants to make America a big powerhouse, a big industrial powerhouse. But then he wants to kick out all the cheap labor, all the Mexicans that came in illegally. He wants to kick them all out. So he's kicking out all the cheap labor. And he wants to bring business and industrial operations to the US. Who's going to do the hard work? Americans. And to me, that means Americans are going to be poorer. Because as an American, I'm not an American, but if you're an American, what you want is you want your money and you want everyone else to do the hard work for you, which is how America was built. America used their currency to get other people to do the hard work for them. But now Trump wants Americans to do the hard work. So this, I think what he's doing is going to make, in general, Americans a lot more poor. It might make America more productive, which is what he wants. And he might bring a lot of local industrial operations to the US, but at what cost? So I think he's a big wild card here. I think this could cause a US recession. And so therefore I lean bearish US stocks and I expect more downside. And the charts right now seem to agree with me. Okay, we had a fake out above the all-time highs, big flush down, no clear volume spike at the lows as of now. Bear flags, multiple bear flags over here, upper wicks of selling, just a lot of bearish action here. And personally, I expect more downside in the US markets. But I'm not bearish all stocks in general. I'm bearish US stocks particularly, okay? There is stocks that I'm bullish. I'm going to save that for my group, the stocks that I've been watching bullish. We'll see how those play out. So I don't think everything is bearish. I think money is moving around, and I think it's leaving the US and even the US dollar, which has been very weak as well. You had the big flush down, one of the highest volume ever. I think that was the highest volume ever on the US dollar, which is typically at the high too. huge bearish engulfing candlestick with follow through, and now you're getting a lower high on the weekly. The bears want to go for that lower low. The US dollar also looks bearish, so everything US just looks super bearish right now based on the chart and my opinion as well. So we'll see if it continues to play out in this direction, but regardless of my opinion, the charts seem to point clearly towards more downside in my view. Thanks for watching. This is not financial advice.